I'm back. All right. Anyway, it was a lot of stuff to do. They had us. It was the first time a lot of us had been like out and about for like 8-hour days. Since we moved in, it was 8-hour day, 8-hour day, 8-hour day of moving in, setting up, training, classes, working on location for 3 days training, and then like it was a lot. It was tiring. We were all like praying for days off. Well, I was, because I was one of the few people who had to continuously work. Like a lot of people had days off before they even started training. But it was interesting. I hadn't moved so much in a long time. It kind of it made like the adjustment a lot easier because we were able to go start to communicate, start to go out, start to work, start to get our feet on our like down and solidified in our location, how to get places, how to go from one park to another, how to check in on our cast members, use our discounts, get everything at home set up. Like it was an interesting week. And then after my assessment, I had 2 days off. And Monday, I started on rotation, which on its own is another stressful thing because although we had met the managers and the coordinators like every once in a while through like walking by during training and yada yada yada, when no one you sign a paper at the end of your assessment that basically says like your trainers are no longer responsible for you and your responsibility is you're responsible for yourself and anything you do, and having that on your brain when you go to your first day of work on rotation, really kind of stressful. Really kind of stressful because you go in there and you're like, oh, I gotta do good. I gotta keep the Disney name up. I have to work on my show, but I have to be efficient and I have to load. The ideal loading time for the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, which is the attraction I work, is 90 seconds. In 90 seconds, you are supposed to have the whole ride filled and going. The ride takes another 90 seconds. So basically, in a perfect world, 3 minutes it takes you to load and ride guests. That's called one cycle. So like focusing on that, communicating and like giving that personal touch that is Disney, like, and meeting and getting to know the people that work at your attraction that you will be working with every day. It was tough. It was tough. And I had 5 straight days. I worked Monday through Friday. Um, but it was fun and it's a lot better. I thought during like training and everything, I was like, oh, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, like Treehouse. Not very entertaining. A lot of kids my age don't run straight for the Swiss Family Treehouse and Aladdin's Magic Carpets when they come into the Magic Kingdom, like kind of a letdown. Not a letdown, but kind of the thing that, like when you could be working the Haunted Mansion that's just so thick with like atmosphere and story and you get to play like a character. Like you are a ghost matron or I don't know their part. I wasn't briefed on the Haunted Mansion, but like you have a role, you have a place, and you do it Aladdin's Magic Carpets. Don't get me wrong, and I found that out since I actually started working rotation. It's just something that you don't see right away, which I learned. Which is the point of what I'm saying here is that once I started on rotation, I started to appreciate my job more because I saw like you still got that guest interaction. You still were able to make magical moments, like you were still able to add your part into making a guest stay memorable. And that was the most important part for me because that's the reason why I'm here. Like that's the Disney touch, like that's the thing that as a little kid I was like, yes, I love this place. I love this lady. I felt like that little girl on the bathroom sink going, I love my mom and I love my food and I love my house. Like that's Disney to me. So I enjoyed being able to discover that, and I enjoyed having the communication with my coworkers because I got to have a more stable like group of like, I don't know, like it just made me feel better. It was comforting to know that okay, these are the people I'll be working with. Okay, they're all very nice people. Okay, I get along with them just fine, like I'm worried. I always get worried about my social interaction because I'm not the most social person. I'm terrible at communication, calling on the phone. Forget it. Do not try to call me. I will never answer. Text messages, I'll answer if I can, if I'm in the mood. Like, oh my God, I'm terrible. But yet, I'm a total hypocrite because I hate when people don't answer me. When I communicate to someone and they do not answer me back, I get so angry. And I have some friends that do that, and it drives me crazy. But off topic. This whole tangent thing. See, I start talking, can't stop talking. Terrible. Um, so yeah, so I started. That was my first week of work. I got um, my area's a little bit overstaffed because we have a lot of people who are coming in who are training, and the tiki room is currently down, which was it wasn't a preconceived refurbishment, so we have a lot of they weren't expecting for us to have that to be lost, those like 4 or 5 positions that's there. So we're having it's not that we're having trouble, there's no trouble being had, but scheduling is done creatively because we have so many people. It's a good way to say it. So I've only got the minimum hours this week. Well, I only had the minimum hours last week, and I only have the minimum hours this week, which is 30, that they have to give me on my program because they pay rent out of my paycheck. So if I don't have 30 hours, that in Disney lingo, that doesn't give me enough to pay my rent, and that doesn't give me enough to live. So I have to have 30 hours. I only got 24 this week because one day they called and said that they had too many people on. If I wouldn't mind not coming in, I have the choice. I chose not to come in because, I feel terrible. There's part-time and full-time people who make their livelihood off this kind of stuff. Like they have families, they have things that they need to support and do. I'm here on a college program. Like I'm excited and I'm dandy and I love doing my job and I love working. But like I don't need this to survive. Like if worst comes to worst, if I don't feel like I have enough money, I'll call my mom or something. Like I can work something out. Like these people can't work anything out. So I feel terrible. So I skipped that day of work. So I only had 24 hours this week, which sucked because I just got my paycheck. And after my rent, I made minimal money. So I have to get on extending or like, I don't know, getting more hours. I have to work on that. I also have to work on getting more involved. Like I want to do the volunteers program, which is like the volunteer Disney cast member thing. I want to do that, like for Make-A-Wish and Give the Kid the World thing. And I think I might join a club or something. I've been thinking about it. There's a cast choir. I mean, I enjoy singing. I enjoy theater. So that could be fun. I don't know. It's up in the air. I want to do something. I don't want to just sit here anymore. I've been just sitting here because I've been so tired that I've like been just like enjoying spending my time alone, especially living with 6 girls. Sometimes time alone is very nice and enjoyable. But yeah. Oh my God, I spent another 10 minutes talking. I swear these will be much shorter once I get this first 2 week of talking out. All right, one more video. I limit myself to one more. It's way too much time. Okay, till the next one.